Still sitting with about a 200-point cut on the frontline index. The mid-caps actually have recovered a little bit from the lows from the time when we started the show itself. One stock on our radar is AGI Greenpac. Has seen a strong run in March, but after having, fallen about 33% in this year so far, despite the rally that we've seen in March, the stock is doing well today because the company's announced a 700 crore rupee capex plan for their container glass plant in Madhya Pradesh. Sandeep Sikka, who's the group CFO of the company, joins in now to discuss the company's prospects going ahead. Sandeep, a two-part question. I remember earlier you had said that, if HNG was acquired, then you would have to invest 700 crores in that, and that would lead to about 3,000 crores sort of revenue potential. But now we need to know what the update on that is. Is that done for good, or are we still awaiting some, announcement on HNG acquisition? And secondly, whether or not that happens, what's the asset turnover on this 700 crore investment that you're making in Madhya Pradesh?
So we got Honorable Supreme Court order in January 2025, and that verdict came 2:1 against us. We have filed a review petition with the Honorable Supreme Court, which is still pending. But we are not sure how much more time this whole litigation relating to the acquisition, despite being the highest bidder, will take. In the interim, since company has been waiting for almost 3 years to do this acquisition, so the board has decided that now we should look forward to, other organic and inorganic acquisition opportunities as they may come through. This is the first step towards that we are implementing a 700 crore capital expenditure plan in state of Madhya Pradesh to have a state-of-art, container glass facility. Okay. With this investment of 700 crores, we feel that this should lead us to at least one-time sales turnover to start with. But as we move forward, the opportunities to expand at that side also, is not ruled out.
All right. And what about the mode of funding, Mr. Sikka? Good to have you on the show as always. You're saying that that acquisition is taking too long. Might as well go the organic route for the time being and see what happens with regard to the courts. So yeah. 700 crores of revenues. But how do you fund this 700 crores?
So generally, we do with the long-term financing. So we'll be looking at around 60-70% debt. Our current debt is at a level of around 330 crores. Which should get paid off in next 12 to 18 months. So this will be a new debt by the time the project comes in. The EBITDA would have grown and the market opportunities would have grown, and the existing debt would have paid off to almost large extent. So we'll fund it right now with the debt equity of somewhere around 60 to 70, and balance will come from the internal accruals.
Will this plant do the same EBITDA as you're doing currently, between 24-25%, or do you think you can extract better EBITDA from here?
We feel that to start with, because furnace has a cycle, to start with the first 2 years, EBITDA should be somewhere around 20%. But once it is stabilized, it has capability to do even better EBITDA than what we are doing in the existing furnaces.
And, what would your cost of funds for this be? Because we recently also, saw some rating upgrades coming in from CARE. Your long-term rating has been upgraded. Your short-term rating has been reaffirmed. So what is your cost of fund? And the 60 to 70% that you will raise of the 700 crores, at what cost would that be?
It should be somewhere around 8 to 8.5%, and looking at a debt which is around 6 to 7 years debt with an average maturity. We are confident. I think banks should lend us somewhere around 8 to 8.5%.
Just since you said that the initial capex would get one-time asset turn, but I think you hinted that maybe if you do brownfield capex over here, then the asset turn could be better. Would that be correct?
Since this is a greenfield project, so a lot of money goes into land acquisition, land development, correct, and creating auxiliaries, the plant paraphernalia. So when we do a brownfield incremental capex, the ROIs on that are much better than the the initial greenfield part. But this is a first step towards expanding our geolocation. Right now, we are more focused in the state of Telangana. And this is our first step towards expanding to the other states in the country.
Okay, what do you end this year with? 9 months, you have done close to around 3% of revenue growth, as well as I think margins have been in the vicinity of around 26%. What do you end this year with? And on that sort of a base,
I think we should close this year somewhere around 4 to 5%.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
We feel that we should close at somewhere around 4 to 5% growth as compared to last year. although the profitability has been higher. And next year onwards, based on internal, capacity debottlenecking, which we have done, we feel 8 to 10% growth is feasible for the next financial year. And this new capex will overall give 25% growth. So there are other plans which we are evaluating, but not yet approved by the board. I think once approved by the board, we'll definitely come back and explain them also.
You briefly hinted at inorganic plans as well, now that you know organic plans are something that you're going ahead with. And you had that long-term target which you had spoken about last year. So maybe 3-4 years from now, you had that $1 billion revenue target. Is that still on track, whether or not HNG happens?
So I'll be candid here that we missed around 12 to 18 months as a part of the plan because of pretty long litigation which happened relating to the acquisition under the IBC process. But right now, management is looking the mix of both organic and inorganic. But definitely there are number of things to be sorted out, especially on the inorganic side. But we get successful, we feel that in next 24 months, we should be able to expand our capacity by around 50 to 60% from the base of what we have in FY25.
That includes this 700 crore or over and above that?
This excludes 700 crores. Like 700, this new capex will come in 2 years from now. But I'm giving guidance that in 2 years, we should be able to build additional capacities up to 50%. Right now, we are at 2,000 tons per day. So incremental 1,000 tons per day, we should be able to add.
That's organically.
In a span of 18 to 24 months.
That's organically.
Organic and mix of both.
Okay, we will await any of those details coming in. Thank you so much, Mr. Sikka, for joining in and giving us all those details. The street likes what you've said. Stocks moved to the high point of trade after seeing a drubbing on account of the uncertainty. Candid conversation coming in from the management. They've lost 12 to 18 months of sales on account of the uncertainty around HNG. Still to await any clarity coming in from the review petition that they filed. But in the meanwhile, the company has gone ahead with organic expansion plans as well. With that, let's move on. Let's talk about a big programming note. The future belongs to Bharat and the Rising Bharat Summit 2025, where visionaries show us how to lead it. Get inspired by Arvind Srinivas, the co-founder and CEO of Perplexity, the AI disruptor, redefining how the world searches for knowledge. Gain transformative insights from Vivek Wadhwa, who is the CEO of Bionics Biosciences, acclaimed academic, entrepreneur and author, on how India can lead the next wave of breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, science and innovation. You can join us at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi on the April 8th and 9th for a powerful exchange of ideas shaping the nation's next leap. Book your passes now.